When you think of Somalia, you might picture its beautiful coastline or the busy markets of Mogadishu. But Somalia's story is richer and more detailed than most people realize. Along the rich lands next to the Juba and Shabelle rivers lives a group of people whose strength has shaped the country. The Jareerweyne, also known as Somali Bantu. For hundreds of years, they've been the farming backbone of the area, turning dirt into food. But their story is often left out of the main Somali story. The Jareerweyne have gone through tough times, from being forced into slavery to civil war, facing hardship with a spirit that never broke. Their journey isn't just about a small group, it's about understanding the real different heart of Somalia. This is a story of survival, who they are, and hope. Today we're going to show you more about the Jareerweyne, celebrating their history and recognizing their struggles. We'll explore who they are, where they come from, and the difficulties they've gotten through. The Jareerweyne story is a very important piece of the Somali puzzle, one that needs to be heard. Who are the Jareerweyne? The name itself tells a lot. Jareerweyne in Somali means people with rough hair, a name given based on how they look, not how they see themselves. Most Somalis have ancestors from the Cushitic people, but the Jareerweyne's Bantu background makes them different, with unique looks and hair texture. In a society where family groups and heritage are everything, these differences have made them seem like outsiders. The word Jareerweyne has often been used with prejudice, making a rich culture seem like just one feature. Many prefer Somali Bantu, a name that connects them to their wider African heritage and their worth. Some are now taking back the name Jareerweyne, turning a bad word into something they are proud of. Like other groups around the world who have been pushed aside, they are deciding who they are on their own terms. Whether called Jareerweyne or Somali Bantu, their presence and history in Somalia are clear and cannot be denied. Their identity is complex, and their roots go deep. They are much more than just a name. They are a people. The Jareerweyne's roots in Somalia go way back, even before today's country lines were drawn. Some come from ancient Bantu-speaking people who settled in the river valleys, becoming the first farmers in the area. Others are descendants of Africans who were taken as slaves and brought to Somalia in the 1800s, forced to work on farms along the Juba and Shabelle rivers. This double heritage, some being original inhabitants and some being enslaved, makes their story especially complicated. They were stripped of their family ties and freedom, and they lived outside the normal Somali social system. Even after slavery was ended, the bad feeling stayed, and they remained outsiders. Their history is written in the land they farm and the memory of the chains they broke. Understanding this past is key to understanding how strong they are today. The Jareerweyne are both among Somalia's oldest residents, and in some people's eyes, its newest arrivals. Their journey is one of survival and learning to adapt. For many generations, the Jareerweyne have been the farming heart of Somalia. Living along the Juba and Shabelle rivers, they became experts at farming, turning riverbanks into the country's food source. Their crops, like corn, sorghum, beans, and sesame, fed not just their families but the whole country. Without their hard work, Somalia would have faced more hunger and had to rely more on food from other countries. Beyond farming, the Jareerweyne are skilled craftspeople, blacksmiths, potters, and weavers, whose work supports families and keeps their culture alive. Their handmade goods are very important, yet often not valued enough in a society that values nomadic and warrior traditions. The farmer and blacksmith rarely got the respect given to herders or clan leaders. Despite this, the Jareerweyne's connection to the land and their crafts remains a central part of who they are. Their work is the base of Somalia's food security and daily life. They continue with dignity even when they don't get enough recognition. Their contributions are woven into the fabric of the nation. The Jareerweyne's legacy is one of quiet strength. For the Jareerweyne, being a minority group in Somalia means facing deep-seated unfair treatment. Because they are not part of the main clan system, they have been denied power, resources, and a voice. This exclusion affects every part of life: school, healthcare, jobs, and even personal relationships. The word Jareer is often used as an insult, making them feel even more like outsiders. In politics, the 4.5 system gives minority groups a very small share of representation, making sure their voices stay quiet. Marriage with people from the main clans is rare, which further strengthens social barriers. Opportunities are limited not because of what someone can do, but because of their family background. The Jareerweyne live in a world with invisible walls. Their struggle is not just for acceptance, but for basic fairness. It's a daily fight against a system designed to keep them on the sidelines. When Somalia fell apart in 1991, it caused a lot of chaos. But for the Jareerweyne, it was a disaster. Because they didn't have strong family militias, they became easy targets for armed groups. Their rich lands were taken, villages were robbed, and communities were destroyed by violence and hunger. Since they were seen as outsiders, their suffering was often ignored. Many were forced to run away, either moving within Somalia or seeking safety in camps in Kenya and Ethiopia. Even in refugee camps, unfair treatment continued and help was hard to find. The situation was so bad that countries like the US saw them as especially vulnerable, helping thousands move to other countries. Moving offered safety, but it meant leaving behind their homeland and culture. The Civil War didn't just make the Jareerweyne move, it spread them across different continents. Their peaceful way of life was shattered, but their strength continued. The scars of war remain, but so does hope for a new beginning. Even with all the hardship, the Jareerweyne have not stayed silent. Human rights groups have shined a light on their difficult situation, pushing Somali leaders and the world to act. Reports have shown the unfair treatment and exclusion they face, framing their struggle as a basic human rights issue. Advocates are calling for changes to laws, an end to the 4.5 system, and equal access to justice and opportunities. Within the community, new leaders and activists are coming forward, organizing, teaching, and demanding change. Local movements are building unity and challenging hundreds of years of prejudice. The silence is broken. The conversation about minority rights is finally happening. The Jareerweyne are no longer just victims, they are shaping their own future. Their fight is changing Somalia's future. The rich culture of the Jareerweyne shows how strong they are. They are proudly Somali, speaking the language and sharing national customs. Yet they keep their Bantu heritage alive through music, dance, and traditions. Their rhythms and ceremonies show a mix of African roots and Somali identity. Community life focuses on working together on farms and helping each other, which sets them apart from clan-based nomadic groups. Despite slavery, unfair treatment, and war, their spirit remains strong. In other countries, they work to keep their language, music, and traditions alive, building support networks and cultural festivals. Their strength helps them move forward. Jareerweyne are becoming professionals, business owners, and activists. Each success story helps to break down old stereotypes. They prove again and again that they are as capable and talented as any Somali. Every achievement is a win against prejudice. Their culture and determination give hope for a more fair future. The Jareerweyne's journey toward fairness is still going on. Deep-seated biases and political systems that exclude them still exist, but the fight for justice continues. Somalia cannot be complete if any group is left behind. True unity means recognizing past wrongs and making sure everyone has equal rights. Leaders must support policies that include everyone and change unfair systems. Teachers and community leaders must teach and talk about unity. Everyday people must challenge their own biases and welcome the Jareerweyne as fellow Somalis. The Jareerweyne have shown amazing strength, surviving and now standing up for their rightful place. Their story is one of hope and the lasting power of the human spirit. Supporting their path to being recognized is an investment in a fair, united Somalia. The future is Somalia's future, connected, strong, and full of promise.